what's up with Sean Baligian?
What up, this is Joique Bell here on the Baligian and Bell Show.
Make sure you check us out on the Woodward Sports Network. What up, Dope? Glad you could join us. It is a Thursday morning here on Woodward Sports. Not just any Thursday. What a busy sports day. So we got the Red Wings playing today. We got the Pistons playing today.
Tonight.
We got a doubleheader for the Tigers. And arguably, and I want to ask this guy. I'm going to surprise this guy.
Super Bowl. Go ahead.
Arguably the biggest sports event on the sports calendar each and every year, the 2021 draft. All the talk is over. We're drafting tonight. Joique Bell, Terry Foster, Sean Baligian, sitting in our bullpen right now warming up. You know we had to have this guy here, Scott Bischoff. Terry's on a pitch count today, so once Terry hits the pitch count, we're going to bring in Bischoff from the bullpen, and we're going to have Scott Bischoff in today as well. Terry,
and he's going to be the setup man and the closer.
Yes, he is. I don't know if you know that. Oh, by the way, you're also pitching in Game 2 tonight for our draft coverage. Did you know that? You're also pitching tonight. Yeah, we have a doubleheader today. Terry, seriously, I wanted to start with this because we were having a conversation around the office about this. Art, you remember? And I was talking about what are the biggest events in this business, in a given year. And I thought to myself, the perfect person to ask is you.
Cool.
No, seriously. So where would you put the NFL draft in terms of sporting events and order of importance in the year?
Okay, just locally or nationally?
How about locally? Let's just stay with Detroit.
Okay, it used to be like third or fourth on the list because the Wings and the Pistons used to make the playoffs every year. The Wings or the Pistons would be in the Stanley Cup Finals or the NBA Finals every year. Now, it's probably the most important because we joke around, and it's true. This is the Lions Super Bowl, and it is. So I would say locally, this year it would be the number one, unless you can think of something else because there's just nothing happening here.
That was, I'm glad to hear you say that because I respect you. I'm not kissing your behind when I say that, but you've been in the business for a long time. All right, I am kissing your butt, and I want some ribs too. But Arthur, I told you. Arthur, we had this conversation, and it wasn't like an argument or anything like that. I want to state that
it was an argument.
Very clearly.
I know, you're making it seem like I was like, no, you're wrong, Sean.
No, and it wasn't even about you, Arthur, as you know.
Why are you Arthuring me right now?
I don't know, because I'm trying to butter you up because you were mean to Joique before the show started.
Artemis.
Oh my God.
Come on, Artemis.
What a diva. Get over yourself.
It was Artemis.
I'm going to smoke you tonight in Madden and embarrass you in front of your friends and family.
Here we go again.
You want to put money on it?
I'll put $10 on it.
Now put your whole crypto portfolio.
You mean $100? No.
Did you hear that? You put some money on it. He went, doop. That means no, not really. I don't want to. But I'll talk some shit. But no, I don't want to really do this.
He's all talk, all bark, no bite.
I'll tell you what. I'll play you in Madden if you play as the Lions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. I get to be any team I want.
You could go be Kansas City, go be Tampa Bay, go be whoever you want.
I'm gonna pick Maz's favorite guy, Tom Brady, and the Buccaneers.
Okay.
I'm gonna smoke you.
Fair enough. Yeah, we're looking forward to it tonight. We're gonna be out at Del Mar,
real quick,
at Greektown.
Real quick, Sean. Art, what's the cover 3?
I told you it's a 2-hour show. We don't have enough time, Joique. How many times do we have to go over this?
Y'all crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna be out there live as well. We're gonna be streaming some thoughts on the draft. Stick, Scott Bischoff, myself, we'll be on starting about 7 o'clock. We'll take you through. We're really excited about this. I'm serious. If you're looking for some good draft coverage, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I was privy to seeing some of the graphics and everything. It's legit. I mean, it is. Think of like ESPN's draft coverage, but here in Detroit. I'm not just saying that. I want you guys to judge it tonight. But Adam and the crew behind the scenes did such a great job putting some graphics together and everything. It's really cool. We're excited for it.
Yeah.
And, of course, we're excited for the draft, Terry. What do you think they're going to do?
Don't know because these are new people. But my wish, I like big, long, lean, a little bit mean. I hope they go with Penny Sewell. And normally I love wide receivers. I love running backs. I love the shiny objects and everything. But I just think this team needs to get tougher. Now I know some people are saying, yeah, but the defense sucks. Yeah, you're right. But the way I look at the NFL, if you get a good offensive line, it helps your defense. How many times have you seen the Lions get the ball, maybe up a score with 5 minutes left? They don't have an offensive line. The running attack isn't great, and then they give the ball up after 90 seconds. Establish that you're the toughest guy.
Yeah.
Then, if you're ahead, close it out.
All right, now give us a realistic pick because he's not going to be there at 7.
Then I'm stuck then. What's the guy from Northwestern?
Rashawn Slater.
Yeah. We go Rashawn Slater.
You and I are on the same page, my friend, because you know what? We've had a quote when doing the draft shows, Scott and I, we've had a quote. If Penny Sewell is there, you don't walk to the podium to call his name, you run to the podium to call his name. Period, end of story. I'm with you. And you know what? If Rashawn Slater is my consolation prize, okay. All right. And here's a smart man, and I'm going to take what he said a step further, okay? Because you know what you're going to hear people say. You're going to people, they're one of the worst defenses of all time, all that stuff. You guys, please, I'm begging you. There are two things I want you to remember. Number one, the draft is more than tonight. True story. There's a second round. There's a third round. There's a fourth round. There's a fifth round. There's a sixth round, and there's a seventh round. And believe it or not, I'm not sure if you know this, you can finagle your way into more picks. And in the second and third and fourth round, did you know what? There are really good players. Really good players. So if you have your heart set on that shiny object that you talked about, let's start with you, shiny object guy. If you have your heart set on a shiny object, you know what you can do? You can grab a really good receiver in the second or third round. You can, I swear.
We're going to get Micah Parsons. That's what we're going to get.
The Lions have always just been a one-round draft team.
Yes.
We always look at the first round.
You're right.
They did well or they fucked it up.
You're right.
That's it.
That's exactly what it is.
But you hire new people. If you're a good NFL team, and I'm talking about a championship caliber, a lot of those guys at third round, fourth round, fifth round. That's where you get the makeup of your team to be good. The shiny object doesn't always have to be the reason why you're good.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. By the way, I mean, just a programming note, if what Joique said happens, I'm going to let the boss know, Stick, that I will turn around and walk outside of Del Mar tonight, and I'll be done for the night. If they walk up to the podium and say the Detroit Lions select Micah Parsons, I'm not going to have a meltdown. I'm not going to yell. No yelling, screaming, cursing. I'm gonna wave to everybody goodbye, and I'm going to walk out.
Before you say that, baby boy, what if they trade down to 12 or 15 and they get Micah Parsons?
I can accept that, Terry.
Are you going to walk out?
No. You know why, though? You know why he's not going to walk out? Because we dropped back and we got more draft picks, and that's why he's not.
If you get capital,
that's why he's not trading.
No, no doubt. If you get some capital, absolutely.
Yes.
Now that's different. There's a big difference between. I'm going to use the Bears as an example. Okay, number 20. All right. There's a lot of speculation that maybe the Bears want to move out of 20. Let's say we have an intra-divisional relationship. Okay, and the Lions move down to. If the Lions take Micah Parsons at 20, I'm okay with that. Because I also got a first-round pick next year and a second-round pick from the Bears. I can't justify taking a guy like that at 7. I just don't think that's good value. I don't.
It's not. So, I just want to make sure you're not walking out on the people tonight.
And that's the difference. I want to talk about that real quick because we need linebackers. We need them.
1,000%.
But right, and that's where it comes into play. Do we want to draft at the positions that we need, or do we want to draft talent? And right now, we're drafting talent that we can put on the team and make our team better. We can find some good and decent linebackers later on in the draft. And I understand what you're saying, but sometimes you just can't pass up on a guy like Penny Sewell or a Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, no, and
you can't pass up on those guys.
Scott, I think Scott has a crush on Kyle Pitts. That's why you kind of, he's sitting. Oh, did you see how big his eyes got?
You saw that drool coming down the
side. Scott actually last night did a funny thing on Twitter. He said goodbye to Kyle Pitts and his dream of Kyle Pitts coming to Detroit. It was actually. I
don't know what's going on.
Kind of funny.
I don't know what's going on in this place right now, but Scott just said something very disturbing.
Got a little weird.
It's kind of.
I think he's in his happy place now. So.
He's in his happy place.
But to your point, and Adam and I were doing this before the show even began. We did a mock draft together. It was really kind of silly. What about a guy like Collins out of Tulsa? Like you move back and you get a guy like Collins out of Tulsa. A very comparable linebacker. Scott, I don't know if you and I have talked about him. And you know what? You get that. You get the extra second. Maybe you get a first next year or something. That's smart. That's how you build. We're building. That's what we can't forget. We're building. So what you want to do is you want to maximize every one of these picks and keep building. Because there's no false pretense. You don't have Bob Quinn sitting here telling Terry and you and I, we're not that far away. We're this close. You don't have any of that going on right now. There's no false pretense. So let's build, and I like what Terry said. Big, bad, lean, and mean. Let's go.
Who's the sleeper in the draft to you in this first round? You think can creep up here?
In the first round?
Yeah,
there are a bunch. Give
me your number. Give me the number one in your book.
I like the kid out of Tulsa, Collins, Zaven Collins. That kid could skyrocket. Scott, do you agree with me? Do you like? He gave me a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, that kid could skyrocket.
Yeah.
Marshall is a guy that some people, the wide receiver out of LSU, that some people are saying could be second round. He could go well into the first round. There are a few guys, really. There are.
Yeah. And speaking of hot names, have I told you about Northwestern Tech? Northwestern Tech started a new career in an industry that is always essential. The heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. And I have a sleeper that I want to talk to you guys about when we come back from break.
You are amazing.
What?
That was a great segue. That was really good. Chad, are you watching? This guy's becoming a pro.
Listen, it's a guy that, in my opinion, might be able to creep up until...
You can't say it with a straight face.
No, honestly, he has some potential. I actually saw this guy pro day. Actually, I kind of ran this pro day.
Oh, God.
And when we come back from break.
Man, give him a siren.
When we come back from break, we'll let you guys see the video.
We are here downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. Ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
All right, welcome back in. So glad that Terry Foster's with us for a few. Scott Bischoff will join us after Terry Foster, Coach Joique Bell, Sean Baligian, NFL Draft Day 2021. We are going to get to Joique running a pro day in just a moment. But as always, if somebody wants to chime in, you're more than welcome to it. 313-552-6322. Fish, who do we got on the line?
We have Pete, and he wants to talk about the NFL Draft. Of course, it's tonight.
Good morning, Pete. Thanks for calling in with Joique Bell, Terry Foster, and Sean Baligian. How are you?
Hi, fellas. How's it going?
Greatest day ever.
Tip top.
You guys mentioned number 20 was Billy Sims. Well, the first number 20 was Lem Barney.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I don't remember Lem, Pete. That's a little bit
I do
before
not.
my time. But the 20 that I remember was one of my favorite players in Billy Sims. Billy came around at a time, as Terry can tell you,
Right.
there was nothing exciting about the Detroit Lions in any way, shape, or form. And finally, guess what? We had, to use Terry's quote, a shiny object.
Yeah. Well, let me fill you in on Lem Barney, a great punt returner. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have the term shut down corner back in the day, but if there was, that would be Lem Barney. Very
Right.
athletic, and every time you punted to him, there was always a threat that he could take it back. But he didn't do the Deion Sanders where he was dancing and everything. He just kind of took it into the end zone and just handed the ball to the ref.
Yeah, he's a classy man to this very day as well. I've had the privilege of chatting with him a few times. Just a good dude.
And he'll kiss you too.
Yes, absolutely.
He's
he
a
will.
kisser.
Pete, what are your thoughts on tonight? Is there anybody that you're looking at that you're leaning towards?
I like Sewell, right? Penny Sewell.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm wearing a new Lions jersey tonight.
A what jersey?
Okay.
I'm sorry. A what
I was
jersey?
a new Lions jersey, number 22.
Number 22. All right. Is there some significance behind that?
Bobby Lane.
Well done.
You know they're gonna if you're with the Lions, they'll kick you out. They think you're trying to taunt them or something like that.
Factual
So
statement.
be careful.
I gotcha.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, take care, guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
just-
for the call, Pete.
You wear that at home.
Yeah.
All right.
See, he's even mad about it.
Wear that at home.
So what do you got for us? You ran a pro day yesterday.
Went on pro day, and this guy, I tell you, I mean, lightning. All right, lightning. If speed, I'm telling you, lightning and thunder in one guy. I'm not gonna lie, this guy was horrible. This guy was horrible. But hey, I don't even think practice or hard work will help this guy out. But guys, take a look. This is my guy Joey from the network, and he thought he had an opportunity to go play for the Lions. So we did a pro day that we're going to send over to him. Take a look.
Easy, baby. Easy, baby. Let's go. Pro day, baby. That didn't hurt.
Joy has me out here wasting my time because he wants to have a pro day because he thinks he has an opportunity to go play for the Lions. So I'm going to take him through some pro day drills. We're going to make a hype tape for him. And then hopefully he can get a couple looks. But I'm letting you guys know right now, he is not an athlete. But this will be amusing. Stay tapped in. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is a 40-yard dash. You're gonna start down there on the goal line. You're gonna sprint down to the 40, out time. All right, cool. On you. Man, he's so slow. Good stuff, man. You're working hard, man. Good stuff. You're killing it. Give me one more. You get two.
What was that for real?
It was good. It was good. It was horrible. It was terrible, bro. I seen newborns faster. Keep it up. Oh my God, he's getting worse. He's getting worse. Woo! Hey, there's some good numbers. Good numbers. All right. Now we're gonna do some cone drills. You know what the 20-yard shuttle is?
Yes.
All right, 20-yard shuttle. Let's go. Come on, guys. All right, let's try it again. He's getting worse. You're getting better, man. You're getting better. You don't get this much instructions at a pro day. They'll think you're stupid. All right, here we go, Joey. It'll be about 8.4 seconds. I don't think I ever seen an L drill that slow before.
I killed that one.
Good job, Joey. No legs, no speed. He's tired. Got them ham hocks out there. You got to pick up them thighs. Hut. I hit your hand. Got to catch it. Hit his hand. Got to catch it. Watch he drop it. They don't get no better ball than that.
The Lions don't draft me number 7. I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm not lying. Probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen at a pro day.
Thank you, Coach.
Probably one of the worst ones. A lot of improvement.
I appreciate it.
A lot of improvement. And just like that graveyard over there, that's about as close to the NFL you ever get because your NFL career is dead. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Joique Pro Day, Woodward Sports, Joique Bell, Joique Radio's out.
Hey, but wait, some people, they think otherwise.
Lions, y'all better drive Joey. Y'all better mess it up this year in this year 2021 draft.
Let's go, Joey.
As we count down to the draft, the prospect's name to watch as we get closer and closer. Someone on the rise, Joey Namath.
A complete waste of 30 minutes of my day. Just complete waste. Like,
but do you want to hear something sad?
What?
As bad as that was, Matt Millen would have signed him.
It's a factual statement. It's a factual
maybe
statement.
Not in the first round.
Maybe
but
not in the
take
first
it,
round.
say it's a second or third round sleeper.
Joey going to the Browns.
So, you know, something good did come out of that, though, because right now today, Adam Schefter just tweeted that teams are looking at Joique Bell as a 7th round pick with that arm of his. You threw some balls, dude.
They didn't get my fade routes, and I had a couple fade routes in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a couple fade routes.
Yeah, you threw some nice balls out there.
And they're looking for quarterbacks that can run a little bit. So,
yeah,
bam.
A little bit, you know, get out there, dance
Just
a little
don't do that Wildcat crap. Like, we're so over the Wildcat. We are.
I love the Wildcat.
I know
Wildcat
you do.
doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work anymore.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't.
You have to with the right people.
The Taysom Hill 3-yard run. Knock it off. No more. I don't want to see it anymore.
It don't have to be a 3-round. They can move. They can move me out to, if I'm quarterback, they can move me out to receiver. I can run routes and we can put in another running back with a good arm to, you know, I'll be just a dual threat out there. That's all. Anyway, so the people that we had saying, you know, go Joey, you know, draft Joey, said that before he did his pro day. That wasn't after the pro. That was before. They just added it and put it at the end. At the end of the, like when they saw us at the end, they walked up and said, no, we take us off of there actually, so we might get a lawsuit because they put that in there.
Poor Joey, he missed out on millions of dollars.
Yeah, he missed out on his call.
As long as we didn't have the tape.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Hey, before we get out of here, Terry, or before you get out of here, because I know what a busy man you are, yesterday something came up. I don't know if you caught Steve Harvey's comments about can men and women be friends. Did you catch those comments?
I missed that.
All right.
Now I was told to play it for me so you can get my first reaction.
Absolutely. So that's what we're gonna do. Art, do you have that ready? All right. In case you missed it, let's talk to the man, Terry Foster. Here's Steve Harvey.
So where did this come from?
I mean, it's a blessing, true enough, but really, it was just
me sitting down being honest. All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor. And trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're
most
guys.
Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch. I'm telling you.
Terry Foster, what do you think about that?
He's right to a certain extent, but it's not if you want to date. It would be, y'all want to get together?
Hook up.
Can we hook it up?
Yep.
Then I think most of the time dudes are like, yeah, let's roll.
I like what Matt said. Why is Steve exposing us? See, Joique is the exception to the rule. Joique has a BFF that is a female, and he swears never, ever did he have that thought about his BFF, and he swears that his BFF never had that thought about him. Bullshit. Sorry.
No, I'm going to believe. I have friends like that. I have female friends that they're attractive, and I've never thought about.
Yeah.
Never crossed your mind.
You know what it is? It's guys like Art who's never been around beautiful women consistently that when he sees one, I gotta have. He's like a kid in a candy store. I want that one. I want that one. Control yourself. Control your hormones, man. You're a grown man. Anyway.
Art's eyes got really big and he's sitting in the other room going.
But you know what it is? It's like if you never had cheesecake before. Said, damn, I got to get that cheesecake.
Yeah.
But if you've had the cheesecake, you've had 4 or 5 pieces, you can turn down the cheesecake.
Listen, I'm married to cheesecake, so like.
Yeah, but you're married.
But even when I was single, like I'm sorry, there was very few of my female friends that were just friends. There was one actually. Instead of This Day We Talk, but Joique's got like 15 girls in his Rolodex that are just friends. I don't believe that.
But would any of these girls get busy with you?
Would any of them?
Or did you know they wouldn't do it?
That's why I have so many kids, Terry.
So you got kids. You got 7 kids So you got 7 kids, 7 different baby mamas.
No, I have. Again, I have to count. I have 5 kids with 3 different women, and then I have 2 stepchildren.
Oh damn! You're like an NBA player.
This isn't a segment about me, Terry. You think that he was in the right?
No. We're about to make it about you.
No.
And I thought you had 2. I thought you had 2 baby mamas. You got 3 baby mamas.
I have triplets with my wife, and then I have a 5-year-old. And I have a 10-year-old.
I don't care. It's 3 baby mamas. I don't care how you try to my wife and 2 others.
Joique, Philip Rivers has 9 kids, and it's with the same woman, right?
So you know who you remind me of? Sean Kemp.
What was that, Terry?
You remind me of Sean Kemp.
Or Dwight Howard.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. I agree with. When I was younger, no way. Now that I'm older, been married a long time, I guess I could. I could have a friend.
Damn, didn't we talk about sex on Monday? You guys are sex craved around here.
Yeah.
Kind of true.
And just
it's kind of
little horn dogs in here. Art. Hey, at least you know you're not spending out blanks. So.
Listen, I'm married now. Things are different. But when I was single, yeah.
Yeah, I do think, Terry, the way you put it, I think he's right to a point. To a point. And it's not a blanket statement, but...
you know what? He might be right to a point until he says 99.9% of men. Because not all men think that way.
No.
But
and it changes.
Statistically, 3 out of the 4 in this room do. So, yeah. I mean, Steve Harvey makes a great point. Things I thought I'd never say.
No, but Terry said he also has friends that he's never looked at that way as well.
Right, but he said that now that he's married. We're talking about being single. That's what Harvey was talking about.
This is before I got married. There's certain women, they could be attractive, but you don't have that, man, I got to get this.
Yeah.
That's very true. I 100% agree with you.
All right, listen, Terry, always a pleasure.
Yes.
You'll be
had
back
fun.
here on Monday, right?
Monday,
All
yes,
right.
if I'm allowed in the building.
Of course you are.
Okay.
Always.
You're always allowed.
It's a better day when you're
I
around
don't care. I don't care if it's not enough room. We'll give you arts. We'll give you our spot.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll be here Monday then.
Yes, Art.
Thanks, Joique. Sean, do you know what the over-under is on my bookie possibly for Terry coming in on Monday?
That's a really good question. And if you want the answer to that question, you know what you should do? Yeah. You should go to my bookie.
But before we go to my bookie, I want to bring up one topic real quick. I'm joking. Go.
Racehorse or workhorse between the NFL Draft and the Kentucky Derby, there is no shortage of odds, props, and horses to take advantage of and win cash at mybookie.ag. Predict who will go first or last in the draft, everything in between, tons of props, tons of value, and it's all available at your fingertips right now. Will it be Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson? If you got a hunch, you can cash in on this and more at MyBookie. Now, make sure you hit up the website on May 1st. That is Saturday for some freebies because they are celebrating the 2021 Kentucky Derby with a host of free games, spins, and chips available throughout the day in the MyBookie Casino. Sign up now with promo code Woodward to get your first deposit match up to $1,000. Use our promo code Woodward to get a free deposit bonus and start your day off with a W. That's what it's all about. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Terry Foster gave us an effective 5 innings. We appreciate that. Scott Bischoff is coming in. He might pitch 4 innings. We'll see how his arm is, but he's got to pitch tonight as well. So stay tuned for that. So glad you could join us. It is a Thursday here on Woodward Sports. Not just any Thursday, but draft day right here on Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
What up, Dope? Glad you could join us.
What up, Dope? What up, Dope?
Scott, give me a what up, Dope.
What up, Dope? Is that better?
Hey, don't crescendo.
That's a
Just
slow
what up,
one.
Dope?
Sorry. What up, Dope? Better?
Not a fast one. What up, Dope?
I think I said what up, Dope.
Joique, is it like how I do it fast? What up, Dope?
What
is
up,
that
Dope?
all right? What up, Dope? No, Art's shaking his head no.
Just kind of
so.
slow it down.
It's just ridiculous.
What up, Dope?
That's what it is.
There it is.
That's what it is.
Did I do it? All right.
Yeah.
That was lights out.
What up, Dope?
What up, Dope?
Chad just walked in and I dropped a what up, Doe on Chad, so that felt pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Can we get a what up, Dope, for me?
What is up, though? Hello, my friends.
All right, man. Quit being.
I don't
Give me
know.
a real
Do you
what
think
up,
he
Doe.
can
Real.
dance?
I wanna
don't
hear it.
know. I'm not sure
What
if
up,
he can
Doe?
dance. Nope.
You see, it sounds
do it.
natural
There you
when
go.
you say it too.
Yeah.
What up, Dope? All right,
You know, he's
Scott
part of the
Bischoff in the
culture.
house. Scott, it's true story. Scott's been here for about 45 minutes, and Scott's phone keeps ringing. And I'm not going to say who's calling, but people call, and they start to spread things out there.
It's ridiculous.
Misinformation.
No,
How do you explain it?
It's just rumor stuff. You know, what are you hearing, kind of thing. And some of what they're hearing is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a really strange year for that. More so this year.
Are you allowed to share anything?
I
or is it all
share some
confidential?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to rumor monger about people, but you mentioned Parsons earlier.
Yeah.
And conversation with Penn State alum who calls me and says, "What are you hearing about Micah Parsons?" And I start to answer the question because everybody's hearing stuff about him. And then he says, "You know what? I'm going to retract the question because I don't want to be negative and I want to be a better Christian and I don't want to talk negative about people." And I'm like, okay, well, you answered.
Congratulations.
You spilled it. You kind of told me exactly what's going on there. And I think the stuff with Parsons might be worse than we know. The off the field stuff. It's very a strange story. There's multiple stories, but
what are the stories that you're hearing?
Just Google it. We don't want to talk about
If
it.
it's on Google, you can bring it up. If
No,
it's
there was a hazing incident where there was some very weird stuff
when he was a freshman, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and James Franklin has in the past hid things. There, it's an uncomfortable story that just Google it. I mean that's Google it. It's out there for everybody.
There's a first-round pick that just walked in the door, by the way. Yeah, that's my wife.
Number 1 overall.
Yeah, the first-round pick.
Number one in your hearts.
Yeah, that's Joique. Scott.
That's
Stick,
Miss Baligian.
Fish. There's Art. Yeah.
Hello. This is the first time I think we've met.
I think
it is.
Unless maybe back in the day. Yeah,
Hello.
nice to meet you. Absolutely.
Sean, you really outkicked your coverage.
Yeah, I've heard that before a few times in my life.
You outkicked this coverage.
Makes me feel wonderful every time.
Isn't
I
that
hear
nice
it.
when people tell
I
you
feel
that?
wonderful every time I hear it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
He did. Hey, he's the best.
Did you hear that?
You did not come here to tell stories.
I was her first-round pick. Do you hear that?
Oh boy.
That's
Hey,
right.
you guys want to see Sean's first round pick? Come around here.
Are you really coming up here?
Yes. Yes, you got to come up. First round pick.
Give him a smooch.
Give a smooch.
Aw.
Give us some content.
What's happening?
Nice to see
Is it
you.
his
So
birthday or
question.
something?
It's a pleasure.
No, it's not my birthday. You have like a business deal or something
around here,
later on.
You work around. So you just stop by.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep.
Just a sweetheart.
How nice.
So nice to finally
Yeah.
meet you.
So real quick. So how did you guys meet?
Oh boy.
We gotta go. We got to dig deep now. I know she's.
Oh boy.
He was a bartender and a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, asked me to come by.
Yeah,
He's not comfortable.
we had known each other. We had mutual friends, and through hockey and everything, and we had known each other for a while, and then like it just happened. I
Who
don't know how
knew
to
it was all
explain
going to turn out like this?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It just happened.
So after
That's crazy.
he talks about you a lot on the show.
He
And he
does.
said like probably after the first date, he kind of knew.
Oh,
I did say that, didn't I?
you did.
I did.
And
You kinda-
he
he-
sang to me, and I knew.
He sang to you.
Oh man.
What song did you sing, Sean? Can
I'm
we
not
get
telling you.
Sean? What song? Can we get a little?
No,
Please?
Sean, can
We're
you
not-
give us
no,
a little?
We're not gonna,
Can you just give us a sample?
we're
Just a
not gonna
sample,
have-
Sean.
No,
Just
we're
a
not-
sample.
All right.
Did you have the time of your life?
We did. Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
It was.
Sing that or I
No,
won't.
no. I
Was
did
it your
not.
best date you ever had?
The best date we ever had?
No. Up to that point, was
This
that
would
the best
not
date
be
you
a
ever
time to pause, Sean.
No, singing to me that was the best date. He was.
What's the name? All right, what was the name of the song? At least, what was the name
I
of the song?
totally don't remember.
I do, but we're not going to talk.
Oh, at least give us the name of the song, Sean. Sean.
No.
So disappointing.
No.
If you love this show and the content of this show, you will let us know the name of that one
It
song
was.
you sung to
It was
your.
"Fight the Power" by Public Enemy. It was "Fight
That's
the Power"
not what
by
it
Public
was.
Enemy. Yeah,
That's not what. That's not what
I
it
told
was,
her that
Sean.
Elvis was a hero to most, and but that was the way that it happened. So
I'm gonna leave now.
No, that's-
I think it was "Creep" by Radiohead.
No, you gave us all we needed.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr.
this
Baligian.
is probably 3 weeks of content in which they're going to hammer me, and that I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
though.
Oh, yeah.
I
Thank
do.
you for
I
coming in.
appreciate that.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
It was nice
And giving us
to
some good
see the
content.
digs.
Oh, man.
Love you.
Love you, honey. All right.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
I didn't know this was going to happen today.
And
Does that remind you of back home, Art?
No, I just always wanted to see what real love looked like. It's beautiful. Hey, Trish, I hope you're watching.
see you guys tonight. We got the draft
Wow.
show coming up at 7.
We're done. Wrap it up.
Take care, everybody. Have yourselves a great afternoon.
Hey.
Are you late?
Hey, I'm on your side, Trisha. If you ever need me, I got you.
Don't wave those Tesla keys.
Listen, that's my wife's name too, and I'm really uncomfortable right now. You need to pull it together.
My
Somebody
bad.
said
I don't know.
that-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
That's
Trish.
Sean's cojones on her necklace. Yeah,
I'm
there's,
sorry.
there's a little bit of
I'm
that
sorry,
too.
Trisha Bischoff. I
No,
don't mean
it's
to be.
all
I'm talking about another Trisha that
Oh,
I'm
different
cool with.
Trisha. Okay.
Yeah, that I'm cool with.
No, listen, you could be on her list, and I have nothing to say about it. It's possible with all that hair and stuff. She loves Jason Momoa.
No.
Loves him.
Listen, we're just friends.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Oh, that's awesome.
At all.
Just for
awesome.
that was a good segue.
All right, so listen, when we come back, we'll get into the draft chatter and maybe some things that Scott's hearing. Now, we talk about the last month and a half, and we call it Lion season, not Lion, Lying. I can't even imagine what people like Scott are going through today, because there is so much crap out there. The final push to get this, this client higher, the final push to get that client lower. There's a lot of crap that's out there today.
So that's all over. That's not happening today. That was the last. I mean, if you want to buy into that whole story that people call people to try to inflate their guys, that does happen, but not today.
Yeah.
Hayes in the barn.
Nobody. I mean, other than we were talking about a certain offensive lineman a few years ago, that pictures of him wearing a gas mask.
Well,
came
that's
out
a whole
right
different thing.
At the beginning of the draft and everything.
That's a wild story.
So there isn't a lot of that going on today then?
No, I mean, yesterday was a very strange day from like the rumor standpoint. Yesterday, hey, Deshaun Watson's getting traded to the Dolphins kind of thing and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just, stuff like that. But I do think some of this stuff is happening a little later this year than a normal year. But today it's quiet. Today you're not going to hear stuff until around... My guess is around 6:30, 7 o'clock. You'll hear some solid stuff. Anything until then, is just, I don't know.
That's perfect timing. Did you hear that? Because it's 7 o'clock, you can join us for our draft extravaganza. We're calling it the Joique party because that's the only way we got into this place was Joique dropping his name saying, I'm Joique Bell. And so that's why we got into this place. That's why we're having the draft.
I had absolutely no...
And we're just passengers.
I had absolutely no dealing with securing this property. That was all Stick and Joy doing a great job.
Absolutely. But Stick, Scott and I will be on the air. You're going to be doing...
I'm going to be on the PS5, PS4 playing Artemis on matting with every team that's up on the clock. It's gonna be a good time.
So Scott will be able to share with us some of those things that we're hearing leading up to the draft. And
we'll be able to talk about picks and how it makes sense for what teams are doing, kind of stuff. We'll be able to.
And then also while I'm playing the game, and when they make that draft pick, I can talk about why they needed a person at that position because I'm playing with the team. I know what they need. So
there you go.
So stay tuned. You got Joique Bill, Sean Baligian, Scott Bischoff. Stay tapped in here at the Baligian and Bill on Woodward Sports Network. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Did you hear that? You know what happened during the break is Joique had a great suggestion, and my wife agreed. We're going to make a triangle in my backyard.
All right. Stop
Jack,
talking.
Art, me, and I'm going to throw passes to Art and my son. How's that?
That would be nice.
Well, you're going to throw passes to both your sons.
Yes.
At least he would actually say he's going to do something.
I tried to adopt Art. I asked Art if he wanted. Art, we have an extra room. We have a downstairs.
I will say in full transparency, and I'm still going through stuff, but when it was really rough a couple weeks ago, you were one of the only ones other than Stick and D-Mac that said if you need a place to stay. Joique specifically said, no, I won't even let you look at my Tesla. I said, Joique,
you know why though? I'm a firm believer in energy, and I didn't want that negative energy coming up on me.
Oh, man.
I'm a firm believer. Hey, put it on Fish. Put it on Fish. Fish, do it again.
Take that.
The firm believer in bad energy, and I like to keep my I like to have clean energy around me when I'm in my space.
You just have to burn sage constantly.
Yeah.
Scott,
if he was there if Art was there, he would have to stay. You could not come downstairs. You had to stay upstairs the entire time. And when you order food, they got to throw it up to the window. You can't even come down to the door to get your food.
I feel like he would bring a certain energy that would be exciting.
No, the energy would be me whooping his ass in his own house at COD every night, and he doesn't want that. I get it. Let's move on. Draft talk.
All right, so
don't lose any more hair. Don't lose any more hair in there.
Thankfully, Joique's hands weren't tied. He was able to do a top 10 mock draft. Scott Bischoff, not only go to woodwardsports.com, he did a full first round mock, and he did a top 10, and I did a top 10 as well. So for whatever it's worth, if you're a mockaholic like I am, and I think Scott is as well, not as much as me though, Scott. I just don't think you are. I have a problem.
It is just useless.
I have a problem. I openly admit it. Let's go with Joique's. Let's go with Joique's mock draft first.
Let's break it down.
Absolutely. So this is what Joique had for his mock draft. Talk about that, Joique.
Hey, like I told you, I'm not passing up on Kyle Pitts if he's open. Yeah, I'm not passing up on him. You can't pass up on him.
No,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised if he makes it to 7. I don't
think he will.
I don't think he'll make it to 7. But if he was there in my mock draft, so
he is the best player in the draft at his position, and it's not close. If we remove quarterbacks, he is
big statement, dude.
He is, and if you take quarterbacks out of the equation, which that's a different animal, but the quarterback desire, he just does.
But listen,
he's rare.
You have scouts slobbering over this guy more often than not as a game changer. That's a non-quarterback.
Yep.
And so the only guy that I would take over him right now, that if he's open or if he's there at 7, is Sewell. Penei Sewell. So that's the only guy I would take over Kyle Pitts right there. I wouldn't take Slater over Pitts, even though I know you guys would.
No, I'm not taking Slater over Sewell.
No, I'm sorry. Terry and Sean.
Slater over Penei Sewell?
I don't think...
No. Pitts over Pitts.
Oh. See, that gets into the how do you want to build things going forward?
1,000%. And I'm going to say this again. We're not going to have that. I like, for me personally, my jaw would drop if Sewell or Pitts were there. I think it's more likely that Sewell's there.
Yeah.
It is more likely that Sewell's there. Joique, I agree with you.
Go in front of him.
Pitts won't. He won't be there.
He won't be there. But again, in my mock draft, he was there. I didn't understand it, but I picked him up. Got him.
That dude.
I had to get him.
Where is Jalen Waddle in your mock draft?
I have to tell you a couple things about that, Scott, that I want to ask you.
Oh boy.
No, you know what? I've seen Waddle in the teens in a few. Is there something that I'm missing?
No.
Is it his injury? Is it?
No, I don't know. I mean, his injury was more. I mean, a broken bone is sort of a broken bone. It's not like Caleb Farley's situation where he's had multiple back surgeries and a torn ACL and other things. So there isn't a fear of his injury structurally being a problem. It's more if Pitts goes and Jamar Chase goes, and then you have a run on quarterbacks and both Sewell and Rashawn Slater go, you could see Jalen Waddle at 11 or 12 or in that range, just because the priority was on a different position. But as far as talent goes, he is. I mean, he's an explosive, electric player. I think he's different than just about anybody else in the draft. I just said that about Pitts. Yeah. But it's those two guys, as far as receiving weapons, they're just different.
I had him at 11.
Okay.
I had him at 11.
Scott, can I ask you something, though? The general consensus is, if we're just talking about wide receiver, because you know how people are in this town, we can't pick a tight end. It would be the 4th tight end in the last 12 years. Let's just, okay.
We should really talk about the fit, though.
Kyle Pitts is a tight end, all right. But in terms of wide receivers, why is the consensus Jamar Chase?
Because Jamar Chase is... there's a little bit of alpha mentality to the way he plays the position, and he's a true X receiver outside who's going to face number 1 corner coverage, and you're comfortable with the way he plays and the physicality he brings and everything he does, where there's some security knowing that, all right, he's our number 1 receiver. Mm-hmm. Line him out wide, let him deal with whoever the opponent's number 1 corner is. With Jalen Waddle, you're going to have to move him around a little bit. He can play outside. He can play in the slot. He can do all those things. It's just there's a little more security with the physicality of Chase, the size of Chase, even though he's not that big, but there's more security with him as a player.
But he plays bigger than the size.
Absolutely, and that's the thing is he is an alpha. He is
that was makes him dominant, and that would put him on a lot of teams' radar.
Yes, so I think there will be teams that have Waddle over Chase. Like I think Miami might be one of those teams that does that. I think they may be there with with their current weapons. Just think about Will Fuller stretching the field vertically and running drags and crossing routes with Waddle, and what that does to a defense. You're putting a defense in a bind in multiple places. But Chase, I think, is if there's a consensus number one, it's Chase, and I would say Waddle is maybe like 1A. It just depends on what you're looking for.
In your opinion, do you see Waddle going before Smith or Smith before Waddle?
I think Waddle will go before Smith. I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
It's not. It's one of those things with Smith where he deals with press coverage pretty. He's fine in the SEC. He's not. His small frame, and I'll tell you, he looks like a high school point guard. I've said that a few times. He really does. It's just is he that anomaly with his frame and with how low his body density is? Is he that guy who can hold up? I don't know that I'm playing him outside like I am with Chase, and I'm not sure he gives you the explosive yards after catch and everything that Waddle does just by being in the huddle. So the questions then become: is Smith is he really wide receiver 3 in this class? And I think there's an argument that he may not be. This is going to be more, where does the team have him? I know the Giants like him, but it's tough to it's tough.
They're going
to
to try him out in multiple spots. They might even have him at returner.
Yeah, he's done a little bit of returning at Alabama, but I don't. To me, if you're playing in the low 150s, which is I don't know how you want that guy returning and taking on collisions and that kind of stuff. I just that would be worrisome. But I think Smith would be fine as a slot receiver, as a player who opens up very quickly, which is kind of. If you look at the mold for what you need for Detroit, that's fine. If the Lions move back to say 15 with the Patriots in a deal and you end up with Devontae Smith there, I think we should all be pretty happy because you got a future first. It's just his questions are bigger than Chase's or Waddle's. They just are.
Can I ask you a question? We had a conversation earlier about linebackers, and Joique kind of twisted the knife on me a little bit because I've made it clear if the Lions select Micah Parsons at 7, I'm leaving tonight. Like the show with me a part of it. The show will go on, but the show with me a part of it will not go on. I will turn around and walk out.
Well, I'll still be on the 6.
And so, Scott, here's my mindset behind this. And this is you and I think the word value is thrown around too much, right?
Yeah.
Value. Okay. What's the difference between a guy like Micah Parsons and Zaven Collins out of Tulsa, or even guys that are slated to go mid-second round, like Browning out of Ohio State.
Jamin Davis from Kentucky, he's coming up.
I've seen him first round. Jabril Cox from LSU. What's the difference between guys like that?
I like that value thing you said. I like the value. Speaking of value, have I talked to you guys about Hall Financial?
Answer it when we come back.
We'll talk about it when we come back. But first, let me tell you about Hall Financial. When was the last time you checked your interest rate? If it's over 3%, you need to call Hall Financial for a free 5-minute checkup and tell them that Woodward Sports sent you. Hall Financial is fast and they do all of the heavy lifting. Go to davidhallmortgage.com right now because why? Hall Financial has better options, they have lower payments, and they give you more personal attention. Stay tuned. Joique Bell, Sean Baligian, Scott Bischoff. Stay tapped in.
I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
Right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day, right here on The Hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
All right, welcome back. So glad you could join us. Scott Bischoff in the house. Scott, before we went to the break, I mentioned, okay, so there are some linebackers. Micah Parsons seems to be listed higher than everybody else, right? That's kind of been the way it's been. But then you have kind of a small group of guys that are probably going to be first-round picks. Jeremiah Ukalaka from Notre Dame.
Koromoa.
Thank you. Zaven Collins from Tulsa, Davis from Kentucky, and then you have that other group that's probably, slated for the second round. Browning from Ohio State. There are like 17 different Ohio State linebackers in this draft, by the way. Browning from Ohio State, Jabril Cox from LSU, etc. What's the difference? And to people like me that say, I'm of the opinion, go get Sewell, go get Slater in the first round, and if my consolation prize is Zaven Collins in the second round,
he will not be there in round 2.
No way.
Yeah.
Or Jabril Cox or Browning. If that's my consolation prize at linebacker, I'm fine.
Yeah, and you would be very happy. So to answer the question, we first have to go back a week, and there was a conversation about Anthony Barr a week ago, in which we talked about Barr's comparison. There was a text or a call, and I misled, and I just didn't remember exactly where Barr went. But Barr went 8th overall. So whoever it was that comped Anthony Barr to Micah Parsons, I apologize. They are very different players, but you were right. He did go very early, which is right about where Parsons is going to go. Just getting that out of the way. Want to be correct about it. Parsons is he needs to attack coming forward, right? So there's an element of his game which is getting through gaps, and he's a freaky athlete. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. He's he's sideline to sideline, all that stuff. But having said that, there's an element of his game where he's so aggressive, and that's his style, that there are moments where he will get himself out of position.
Is that Jared Davis I see?
He's more athlete than Jared Davis.
Let me look down the field.
Yeah.
No, but just that comp. I love Jared Davis. Like I know I've told you that. Wonderful man. Worked harder than anybody I ever saw, but he was a dog chasing cars at times.
Yes, and so you'll see that with Parsons too. You'll see Parsons come through gaps and blow up plays in the backfield, and it's great. You also see him come off the edge a little bit to rush the passer, which is if he's going to bring a lot of value in that regard, then he is a little bit like Anthony Barr, because that's a lot of what Anthony Barr did do. But he doesn't play in coverage very much, and you're asking a guy who's got great athleticism to just grow into a coverage player, and we know that's a mistake. The logic there is just faulty. It just is. So, do you want Jared Davis in coverage ever? So with Parsons, you're getting a 2-down player who might give you some as a pass rusher, but the off the field stuff combined with the idea that position is not that impactful is just something that I think with the first pick of this new regime is just not. It's just there's not a lot of value.
It's for the Lions, but that's not where we're going.
I really it would be such a.
That's not where we're going.
I'd be so disappointed. It's almost like I would leave a draft show.
Almost.
And I would leave.
If you're saying they're moving down a bunch of spots to say 19 or whatever, and your consolation is Micah Parsons, I still think it's a mistake, because there are other players there that might be safer, right? But I mean, you can understand it. But at 7, it really
doesn't
need
to be safe or aggressive.
In that circumstance, can I throw this in?
Yeah.
I would so much be able to stomach that if I got Micah Parsons, Washington's first-round pick next year, and a second pick from I almost called them the R word.
You get more.
I would be able to stomach it then, because then you know what it goes back to? It goes back to something that you said earlier. Yeah. Then I could say, all right, that's a box I can check off. That's a need.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can get another need in the second round. Yep. High Marshall from LSU. High, even offensive.
But we talked about that.
Leatherwood from Alabama.
He goes up to the first round. He creeps up there. He's one of your sleepers that creeps up to the first round.
So at that point in time, and by the way, so next year, let me think about this. The Lions are probably going to be drafting in the top 5. They're going to stink. Washington is probably, let's say for the sake of an argument, 19. They're drafting 19. And let's say the Rams are drafting 28. And I have the first, 19th, and 28th pick next year. I can stomach it in that situation because that's a need anyway. Would I make that pick? No. But I can stomach it.
Would you like Marshall in the second round over Moore?
No. No,
You like Elijah Moore better?
I do, but I don't know that Elijah Moore gets past, say, pick 20.
Isn't that crazy?
He is.
Isn't that crazy?
So Moore is one of those
crazy?
players who I think may surpass Devontae Smith, potentially. He is.
You heard it first here from Scott Bischoff himself.
He's a stud. For those of us that watch
You heard
Old
it first
Mills, he's a stud.
He is.
And I watch Old Mills.
He is a very, very good football player.
Mills.
Old Mills.
Old Mills.
The kick is up.
So the Marshall stuff is
It's
interesting
good.
because it
It's
sounds
no,
like
it's not.
Here we go. There's injury stuff with him that might push him down a touch.
McCluster.
Dexter.
He's gone.
No,
he
he's
isn't.
not.
Murder.
Yes, he is. Murder.
wrote.
She wrote. Gosh, I love that
So
guy.
back to the question. Zaven Collins. Zaven
Yes.
Collins is a very different player than Micah Parsons. I think he's a more complete football player. He's nowhere near the athlete that Parsons is. Nowhere. But he's a lot bigger. He's much better in coverage than Parsons is. And I know that sounds a little like, how can a guy be bigger
and
but better in coverage? It's the depth at which he's able to get to his drops and his instincts to find the ball, right? And you can see that with him.
And that could be film study too.
Can we?
Yeah.
That could be
what's
film
up?
study.
What do you got in the aquarium?
Topic of discussion on Facebook right now. Is there a player that you guys could see coming into the NFL and maybe switching positions and actually doing better and dominating out of the top prospects in the first round?
I don't know. You think Joique can go into the NFL and do something?
Can he kick?
Scott. Hey, Scott, does this ring any bells for you? Do you remember a couple of years ago we kind of had a semi-argument with a few people at the Lion facility about the maniacs that decided it was a good idea to play Frank Ragnow in a position other than center? Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay. And they were, I'm not going to name any names, but they were people that I guarantee you every one of you know. And I literally looked at somebody and I was like, wow, are you dumb?
That was confusing.
Like
confusing times.
it was kind of funny.
Kind of like being in college.
Wow, why would you do that? Joique, we're going to play you at tight end.
Yeah. Generally speaking, it's a mistake.
Right then and there.
Retired? If they
No.
asked you to-
I remember they gave me a couple plays at fullback, and they asked Joique, "You mind playing fullback?" And I said,
"You can say
no."
it.
I said fullback. You mean for a play or like you want me to play fullback? No. We're just gonna put you there for this specific play. I said, okay, I'll do one play.
Cool.
I said, but I'm not going in there and I'm not with linebackers clearing out the. I'm not. No, that's not. I'll hang them up.
Now, I guess
I don't blame
my
you.
response to that question would be, and Scott, I'll let you pontificate on this. So, can you think of a guy, any guy, I'm serious, I'm not being funny, that played his entire high school collegiate career at, pick a position. Quarterback. And then they decided to morph him over to wide receiver that turned into a flat-out stud.
Okay, so I'm
Hines Ward?
brain dead as could
Hines
be,
Ward?
but Logan Thomas comes to mind there. Logan
But
Thomas.
you know what I'm saying? Like flat-out stud. Like I'm talking. Logan's a good player, and I think Pryor had his place. Maybe Hines Ward. Hines Ward was a quarterback that morphed
Shoelace?
over. Yeah, he was something.
Yeah.
Shoelace.
Yeah.
He was something.
No, it's tough. I mean,
Couldn't stop him.
that's one of the mistakes I think, in some regards, that teams do make is they draft.
Who was the quarterback from Michigan?
Just now?
Denard Robinson?
Yeah, Denard Robinson.
But you couldn't stop Shoelace. He was the best ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Shoelace though.
It's tough though because
so did Spartan fans.
Yeah.
I like Shoelace.
Moving a guy from a place where he's played and been very successful, like we're talking studs, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking like somebody brought up Antoine Randall. Antoine Randall wasn't a stud. He was, he was
Julian
all right.
Edelman was quarterback, but
Yeah, he's all right.
So it's more that, if a player is worthy of drafting very early in a draft, you should not move. You shouldn't move him from one position to another.
Why would you
It
do
just
that?
doesn't make a ton of sense. But teams
Frank
do that.
Ragnow!
Yeah, that was
I didn't understand that.
a bizarre thing where they were trying to make Glasgow work and doing it at the expense of a first rounder.
They didn't give any reasoning.
No. He just said they thought that it was almost like a luxury pick. Like it was like well, we're gonna if we play Glasgow here, Well, then Frank Ragnow could be there. And I mean, it's maniacal. I mean, think about it from a business standpoint. Here's a guy's strength. He's just a freaking center. The dude is a stud.
Yeah.
Arguably the best center in the game. Play him at center.
And we can argue. Doing? You can argue whether or not there was positional value in taking him, but I 100% promise you the Bengals were taking him the very next pick.
Yeah,
they were. They took Billy Price, and I don't think he's, But so you draft a center, you play him at guard because you're trying to make your guard a center, and it's just a very confusing thing. But that should have been one of the first clues that it was strange what they were doing.
No,
very confusing.
I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. I openly admit it.
Say the word you want to say.
No, Scott, you know.
It was just.
No, say what you want to say, Scott.
I can't do it.
Say what you want to say, Scott.
I told my wife I wouldn't swear today.
Scott, can I say it for you? And I'm being serious.
Yes.
We were dumbfounded. And I remember sitting there driving home from the draft, and I called you because we talked about a few different things, including who they decided to take in the second round. A guy by the name of Jelani Tavai. And that was the first conversation that I had where I remember vividly. I was like, okay, I wanted these guys to be the answer, and they're not the answer.
Do you think Brad
Holmes
has a bat?
It was the first time it popped in my brain, honestly.
Do you think he's got a bat that he's taken to the draft room tonight? Sorry, Bob. Bob, it just didn't work. But there was a lot of things that, in hindsight, are just super confusing.
Yeah.
Right, with them? But that move in particular was bizarre. Now, we can argue whether or not taking a center makes any sense at all in round one. You can make that argument. But they were convinced that they were just one player away from fixing it all.
I'm telling you right now, if they go in there and they make a terrible pick here, I'm taking a shot.
What is a terrible pick in today's draft? What do we
I'm taking a shot, Sean.
Who are you shooting?
Sean, I'm taking a shot. If they make a terrible pick, I'm taking a shot.
Is it what I think it is?
A drink shot?
I'm taking a shot of that 8 Mile vodka, probably.
Oh,
great segue.
Oh, wow.
What is a terrible pick?
We'll talk about a terrible pick when we come back.
Stay with us.
Sean Baligian here for 8 Mile Vodka. Born in Detroit, distilled in single 90-liter batches to allow for optimal quality control and care, then carbon filtered, aerated, and bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste, smooth finish with a character all its own. Scott, you've been over. My next door neighbor, George, is a big part of what goes on at 8 Mile Vodka. I'm trying to talk George to be a big part of some of the good things that Joique is doing in the community. They're doing things in the community, and they're producing a great vodka, an exceptional premium vodka that's good by itself if you want to do a shot, or you can mix it. My wife, my son, love the Moscow Mule. Next time you're out, ask your bartender for an 8 Mile Vodka, or you can pick up a bottle at Myers. Always remember, though, drink responsibly. We'll try to define what a shitty pick is when we come back. Somebody else brought up Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman was a darn good player. Pretty hard to deny that. Not a Hall of Fame or anything. I hope you get the overall point. Why would you ask a guy to switch? You're not drafting him to find out what he might do at a different position.
Kyle Van Noy comes to mind.
Think about it. It's maniacal, if anything. Hey, this guy's a pretty good corner, but I think he could be let's draft him to be our safety. The hell is wrong with you? That is a syndrome that I call smartest guy in the room syndrome. Stop being the smartest guy in the room, asshole.
Swear jar.
Okay.
Joique Bell, Scott Bischoff, Sean Baligian, Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
I want to say something like publicly, and I'm serious, and I've confessed this before, but it's two-part. Number one, I bought into Bob Quinn. I openly admit it. I bought into Bob Quinn. Mm-hmm. Number two, I'm going to say this again. I think he's a good dude. I think he is. I think he gets football. I think that he was inflicted by smartest guy in the room. syndrome. I do. And I think if I had a conversation with Bob today, I think Bob would probably say, you're right. I think, Bob, looking back, there's probably been enough time.
That's your guy. That's your man.
Yeah, he
y'all
probably...
y'all repping the same smart tech?
Well,
when I get back. What's that?
He don't live too far away from me.
I don't.
Art got that.
He's still there. Matt's gone.
I better be careful what I say then. I don't want to piss him off.
Bob is still there.
Okay.
Yeah, Bob is still there.
Bob is still where?
Out near me. He don't live too far from me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still out there. Now, Matt left. He works at the Patriots again.
Yeah.
As far as I know, as recent as a couple weeks ago, I know for a fact, as recent as a couple weeks ago, Bob's still here.
I mean, we can say that Bob Quinn knows more about football than just about all of us combined, but we can also recognize that it just failed miserably.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Fish, what's up?
Hello, we have a caller.
All right. Who do we got on the line?
We have Kevin from Muskegon, and he wants to talk about what everyone else wants to talk about. The NFL draft.
We'll talk about my dumb mock draft when we come back after Kevin, and we'll get to Scott's mock as well. But first, Kevin is a mockaholic to be sure. Kevin, thanks for joining us on the show. How are you?
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, no, I was the one who gave you that bar comp because I believe he started at middle linebacker at UCLA, and also I think he might have played fullback or something like that. I know he was on offense and defense.
He started as a running back.
Yeah, and then they put him at like outside backer to rush.
Yes.
And that's where he really excelled.
Correct.
And I just think that would be the only spot where I could see Parsons having that place of acceleration in the NFL. If you put him at middle linebacker, he's going to be chasing cars. But anyhow, I wanted to speak to the inability, and it's just, all right, Mayhew had this affinity with drafting players who were injured. And, it just made no sense to me. From Javid Best, who I love, it's just, hey, look, what happened to him at Cal, that dude should have never been taken until the 4th round, just because of that. I mean, he was a great player in, I don't know, 5 games, 12 games. But
that speed was just drool worthy. It's just too much for him.
Yeah, no, he had everything. He had the balance. He had the vision. He had the speed. I'm just saying, it was such a catastrophic injury that you knew that he was not, it's just something that you're not going to be able to overcome because it's not a broken bone.
Yeah.
That's the brain, man. And as far as Quinn and Patricia, Quinn in particular, like drafting Glasgow, idiot pick, and then drafting Tavai, you could have gotten that guy in the 5th freaking round. I mean,
they love
just made no sense.
They love to play that game that another team somewhere
Kevin.
behind them liked said player, so they just had to have him, which is confusing.
I'm not joking. So we were, Joique, we were at the facility, and you know how it's set up.
Right.
We were at the facility in Allen Park, and they had this table set up for us, and it's at the time Lomas, Scott, myself, Steve Courtney, and Dan Miller, and when they announced Jelani Tavai in the 2nd round.
Linebacker.
Every head at that table turned around and looked at Scott, just like I'm looking at Scott right now.
I turned around. I was on the stage.
Yeah.
So I was on the stage. I think I just finished the interview, or
you were up there. Absolutely.
I was up there.
Yep.
And they called out the name, and I looked out into the crowd, which was packed in there.
Yeah.
I looked out into the crowd, and only thing I saw was this.
Yep.
Yeah.
People were looking around
like Art. I'm
trying
not
to get
joking.
answers.
Like true story.
True story.
Like to everybody out there, everybody went like this.
Well, we all did. And
like who?
I didn't even know who he was.
There?
You guys were looking at me on the radio, and it's like I want to hear what the ESPN dudes
Scott,
say
you
about
went like this. I remember vividly. You
Scott, that's not what Scott did. Scott did this.
No, I really did. But I wanted to hear what the reaction of, the experts on TV, because it was such a weird pick.
They got killed for it. They got killed for it.
It was bizarre.
Hey, before we get to the real experts pick, Art, here, because we made those graphics, we saw Joique's mock. Here's my mock, how I think things are going to play out. And again, what we all did is we have to make the assumption that the Lions are going to stay at 7, right? We have to make the assumption that the Lions are going to stay at 7. I think there is a wonderful chance that the Lions move out of 7 tonight, but that is what my mock looks like. And I'm going to say it again. If they get Sewell or Slater, how do you complain about that? How do you complain?
I think there is a group of players that you would feel comfortable walking away from pick 7. Slater's one, Penei Sewell's one, Jamar Chase is one, Jalen Waddle's one, and Kyle Pitts is one. So you have 5 guys. The problem is my guess is a group of them go in front of pick 7, and we talked about it last week. Is what if Pitts goes 4, Chase goes 5, Waddle goes 6? Okay, that's great. Penei Sewell's, that's a home run.
Okay.
Do the Lions make that selection? Or do they then, is trade down in that scenario is a great trade down. There's quarterbacks available.
Can I tell you, I haven't told you this yet. I told Joique and our buddy Adam here at the studio. Do you know what little algorithm kept coming into me in the mock draft? There were 2 last night. Every single one I did. To the point
Chargers?
No, you know what it was? It was the Bears.
Okay.
It was the Bears 20th, second round, first round next year. And the one that I like, and you can laugh at me, okay? The one that I like was the Ravens. It was 27, 31, second round pick and second round pick next year. And this year, normally what people do, they go, I'm not trading that far down in the first round. But this year, this is where I ask you to look ahead a little bit. Scott, think of all the great players in positions of need that are there in the late 20s. You're talking about a stud wide receiver, a kid I really like that you said, Scott, his film in particular from his junior year is really good. You have 2 different offensive tackles that you could take there. Yeah. You have another wide receiver in Marshall that is probably going to be around that position, and potentially that that linebacker that we talked about earlier.
The one from Ole Mill?
No, you have Marshall from LSU, Terrace Marshall. Elijah Moore could be there.
Yeah.
The kid Bateman from Minnesota, he's around that area. 2 offensive tackles, and please, Zaven Collins potentially at 27.
Tackle from Stanford.
Yeah, so that's that's what I'm looking at right now. Right. The kid, Corsi from Texas?
Oh, Cosme.
Yeah, that's it. But you know what I'm saying? Normally people would go, you can't give up the 7th pick for a 27 and 31. Well, this year you can get value. Plus you're giving me a second and a second next year. I'm building a team right now.
Yeah.
You're just missing out on a premium player.
Those would be 2 wonderful building blocks. So would you agree?
They would be. It's just you're missing out on a premium.
I get that.
So I'm telling you right now, the way that we talked about this already. Will we want to trade back for something like that for Slater? Yes. For Sewell? No.
No.
So it depends.
We're in lockstep. We're in lockstep. Sewell is the one player where if he is available at 7 and the Lions do move out, there is potential, and I would say there's a strong potential of it, that in 2 or 3 years you're looking at that and you're thinking, I wish we would have just stayed and took him.
Sure.
Because the reality is you're moving down and you're trying to accrue an extra. You want another first rounder next year so you can be in competition.
But
to
that's
get
what
up.
We're saying, though, Scott. That's what we're saying. We're saying that if Sewell is there at 7, we won't trade back.
That's
what we're saying.
Yes, no, and I agree with it.
Yeah. I'm saying, but if Slater is there, then we'll make that trade.
Yeah,
I would.
What if you go to 9 and you get Slater anyway? Denver comes up to 7 because they want Justin Fields.
Okay.
And Carolina takes cornerback, and you end up with Rashawn Slater at 9.
Yeah.
I think we'd all be dancing.
Yeah, we will.
Right? I mean, and there's a mentality with
we
him
got value for our value that we didn't have to give up.
And it's the same player you may have taken. But so Slater's an interesting story because I think he's a very technically refined player. He's the perfect example of arm length really not meaning all that much for tackles because he moves his feet so well that there's just not a lot with him that where you think, all right, he's going to fail as a tackle. Now, where I think people are confusing things with him is they're making this assumption that if he fails at tackle, he's an all-pro guard. And the flaws in his game make him I think he would struggle at guard because where he really struggles is when somebody tries to cross his face and go inside where there's a lot of power. Like if you watch him against Chase Young in 2019, he locked him down because Chase Young wants to win with speed. Slater's good there. He's really good there. But where he struggles is when somebody wants to come through him with power. There are times where he'll give up his chest and he'll get walked back. Now, if you're telling me that guy's going to play guard, I think he's going to struggle because everything happens bigger, faster, with a lot more power inside, right? So I don't know that he's a safer player than Sewell just because I don't know that he could play guard and be all that effective as a guard. I'm pretty certain he would be a very, very good right tackle for a long time. Just Sewell's upside is significantly higher.
All right, let's head to the DJ booth. What up, Art?
Yeah, we've got a question from one of our fans. How many of the first and second round potential tackles could move to RT? If you could think about that and answer it after a break, that would be great.
Okay.
That's a great segue to go into a break. Sun RV Resorts has over 160 RV and camping resorts in the U.S. and Canada. Guests can enjoy water parks, lazy rivers, mini golf, restaurants, bars, and even Wi-Fi if they want to stay connected. With locations from the Florida Keys, I was just there, to Myrtle Beach, beautiful spot, to San Diego Bay, one of my favorite places on the planet, and Petoskey, Michigan, not to be undone. Guests can enjoy the outdoors at a Sun RV Resort. Joique Bell, Scott Bischoff, Sean Baligian. This is Woodward Sports.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
So Art wants to make fun of me, and I can understand that because put my mock draft up there for just a second. Art, put my mock draft up there. So Art said to me, you have Mac Jones at 3. Are you talking about somebody taking Mac Jones at 3? Well, here's Mac Jones. I think everybody knows Mac Jones. Has all the time in the world.
That's one of the plays where Jalen Waddle makes you go, wow.
Two of the best wide receivers in the entire nation. Here he is again. Oh my gosh, he's got all the time in the world to throw. The safety came in late.
He had pressure.
Yeah, but you know what? The receiver had already broke. Wouldn't you agree? That was a delayed
play
blitz.
that last play again.
Let's watch Waddle run out of the slot on the left-hand side and what he does to the defense running to the right-hand side. Play that whole thing over.
Yeah.
Damn it, Art.
I want you to see this.
Watch this. Okay.
Boom.
He is just wide open. He's
See that? He's wide open.
He's too fast.
Yeah, that's just, sit in there and take your hit. But Art asked me, are you serious? You think that this guy is going to go 3rd overall? The infamous picture of Mac after a game with his shirt off. You know what, Arthur?
What does that have to do with anything?
It's a great question, but let me tell you something. No offense.
You tell me. Jonathan Stewart dropped to the 6th round when they saw his body.
Jonathan Stewart. Okay.
No. I'm sorry. Jonathan Dwyer.
Dwyer.
Okay.
Dwyer.
Yeah.
Jonathan Dwyer.
Yeah.
Dropped down from. He was projected 1st round. Saw his body. He dropped down to 6th round.
But he's a running back. I mean, I get it.
What does that mean?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I've just offended. Oh, so embarrassing. I didn't mean it like that. I meant that it's really important that running backs are in shape. And
You come on my show, you disrespect me.
I really feel bad about what I just
Art,
did.
it's a great question. Can I answer the question this way?
No, he needs to
And
look
stuff like that stop him from getting paid, man.
You can let me have it if you want. It's
No.
okay.
What's up, Art?
People like me, and I think I can include Scott in here. I don't know. I'll let Scott talk for himself. I thought my assumption was that Mac Jones was a guy that needed to go to a place where they protect him. And I even made the comment to Joique a few months ago, and I remember I brought this up to you, Scott, almost like Drew Brees. If he goes to a place like New Orleans later in the first round, and he's the heir apparent to Drew Brees, and you have that protection built in where he can sit back there and do what he does, I think he's going to be fine. So there's a reason why so many people, and this is why we laugh at mock drafts, there's a reason why so many people had Mac Jones going in the late first round or even beyond. Because you know what we don't know back in February? We don't know what teams think about him. And evidently, there are a few teams, Scott, that think very highly of him, including
It's funny.
the San Francisco 49ers.
What if it's one team?
What if it is just the San Francisco 49ers?
My thing is, you think teams are going to take Michael Parsons, considering his off the field?
Yes.
And this
No doubt about it.
that high?
No doubt about it.
I don't know if it'll be
maybe
that high.
I don't personally think I could see him going in the early teens. Yeah.
Early teens?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much does doing a bong rip out of a gas mask affect you in the NFL draft? Because I watched that video and I'm like, okay, so he did a bong rip. That's cool. Like, how much does that affect the numbers?
It's just uncertainty. I mean, look at the Lyle Collins story. Like, he didn't even get drafted. I mean, his agent was telling teams, do not draft him. We'd rather sign somewhere than you draft him. Trust me. So the uncertainty is just something that teams can't deal with, right? The bong thing was like, okay. I mean, he fell, was it to 13? Do I have that?
I think that things have even changed since then, though. I do. I think that things have changed since then. Our perception, and Joique, you and I have talked about this, the stigma about marijuana has completely changed in the last 5 years.
I would say, I wouldn't say completely changed, but it's changing.
Yes.
It's changed. The stigma on it is changing.
I'm saying compared to 5 years ago and now.
It's changing.
Two different places.
Yeah.
Two different places.
For sure.
But how much of it is going after someone's history, over analyzing? Like Scott, you were on
I think there's decision making.
You mean people
stuff.
doxing people today? That's so weird.
Here's my thing: the fact that we're looking at dudes' junks when they're weighing in and doing this and that, and I get it, like it's part of the system. But Scott, you had mentioned that. How much is over analyzing? Like
a lot, but honestly, nobody really gives a shit about what Mac Jones' stomach looks like. It has no bearing on what he does as a player. With Jonathan Dwyer, it matters. If a guy comes and looks, if a running back like him looks out of shape, there are questions about it. Like,
where's
why?
Our boy?
What happened?
You know who he looked like? Put that picture back up. You know who he looked like?
Looks like Art.
No, it's Johnny Unitas. Remember you sent the picture of Johnny U? Or no, Len Dawson smoking the dart with a beer and everything.
Yeah,
it's Len freaking Dawson. He's a throwback,
but it doesn't
man.
alter anything he does as a player. So with Mac Jones, the reason my assumption is the reason why you have him as third is because San Francisco has talked him up to taking him at third.
Yeah.
And it could be the greatest smokescreen known to man because, Scott, you can speak to this better than I can. San Francisco has convinced people that they love Mac Jones.
They might love Mac Jones, and that's fine. It's a very friendly quarterback scheme there. But the question then becomes: is San Francisco doesn't take Mac Jones, and for
would
me,
would you take Mac Jones over Justin Fields?
No. But I need to know what our offense does. I need to know what the scheme is.
If you're the 49ers, are you taking Mac Jones over Justin Fields?
No, I wouldn't do it, but I can understand why they would. I can understand that his abilities are just different than the other quarterbacks that we think should go in front of him. He has no real desire to get out of the pocket. He's not a bad athlete. It's just he deals with pressure in a very different way. Where Zach
With the
Wilson,
way the quarterback position is played now, you think he'll be successful?
I think he has every chance to be successful with the 49ers.
Okay, my next question is, which quarterback you think in this first round will have the better NFL career or be more successful? If you had to pick one.
I don't know. I don't know that Trevor Lawrence is the guaranteed lock that people think he is. Zach Wilson brings a lot of uncertainty, just play style, and Justin Fields' stuff is, and he gets killed for this, and I don't understand it totally. But Ohio State runs a lot of half-field stuff, option routes.
You know who else? You know who else was looked down upon in the draft, and then when he got picked up, why would they pick him there? And he came out and he played and won the Super Bowl in his first 2 years playing. Come on,
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And so, I don't know.
Remember when people thought the Kansas City Chiefs were crazy for doing that?
Yeah.
That was a good day.
Yeah.
That was a fun day.
And we haven't even talked about Trey Lance. Trey Lance may have more upside than any quarterback in this class.
I like Trey Lance.
Trey Lance his upside is through the roof. It's just
I like Trey.
There's going to be this desire to talk about him playing against lower level of competition. This kind of stuff is like whatever. I mean, he runs, he's fast, he's big, thick, powerful, all that stuff. But it's more in him setting protections for his offensive line as a 19-year-old.
Iowa, look at that score.
Yeah.
Just overmatched. Like, knock it off. And then you got poor South Dakota. Come on, dude.
So that kind of stuff, those plays, I mean, do those two things show you anything? Like at the NFL level, what do they show you? Nothing.
Thanks for picking that up, Art, and playing something we can talk about.
By the way, Scott said Art at the time, testing positive for weed was still a positive drug test.
It was, and it was also an indicator of decision making.
Yes.
That was flawed. Like, listen,
Why was it flawed?
Well, at that point in time, if you got popped for weed, you were in the drug you were in the drug program in the NFL, and if you got hit again, it was a multi-game suspension. So are you taking that guy who's already in the system, right? Are you taking that guy who's made a decision and you don't know the timing of the decision? I'm just saying that the dinosaur mentality of it.
And Joique, I want to use some of your teammates without mentioning names. That's why some of your teammates, because I know some of your teammates were indulging at a certain time of year.
And stopping
at
a certain time.
And stopping.
Yeah. And
and overindulging.
Whatever. I mean, it's one of those things that's worked out.
You do you. I don't have a problem with it.
But when a guy,
I have zero problem with it.
When you're taking a player early in round one and you see what, and again they were shocked by what was shown. So everybody responds their own way with that kind of stuff. But you see decision making that makes you go, huh?
Sean, Art, can you get us some real plays with Trey Lance where he's like passing? We can kind of go through the different coverages and how he's breaking down the defense. I appreciate that. What's up, Art?
Got a comment here from Scott that might trigger Sean. Trey Lance is less accurate than Josh Allen.
Balderdash. That's a fancy word for saying bullshit. I'm
going to tell you.
At the college level, Josh Allen was a Civil War cannon. He threw it really hard. It was going in the general area where it needed to go, but it was not accurate at all.
Don't you be mean to Josh Allen.
He's grown a ton as a player.
Don't you be mean to Josh Allen.
Do you think I'm lying?
No. But when you look at this footage of Trey Lance, is there similarities between the two? I feel like he's accurate. Sure, this is a highlight video.
Yeah.
But the man can throw. The man can run. The man can take a hit. I mean, to me, that seems like a great draft pick.
It is. Now, as a passer, he needs some refinement.
Into a superstar like
he
Josh Allen.
He needs some fine-tuning on his passing.
He does.
He does. He has a great arm. He has great arm skills. He needs but his feet in the pocket needs to be worked with. His raw talent is things that can be worked on, and he has a lot of upside. It's just a lot there.
He's 20.
Look what they did to poor Kennedy. Did you see that? Look, Butler's getting pounded. Kennedy doesn't need that in her life.
But to me,
Butler Bulldog.
To me, this is a great quarterback definition of a QB that can move. That if things get really shitty for you.
Now you're talking about Josh Allen.
Yes.
When you use the word great quarterback, he can move, he can throw.
Yeah. But Josh Allen has grown so much as a passer. It's almost inconceivable where he was to where he is now. It's incredible. Hi, buddy. So it really is. It's incredible the changes that you're going to knock me off this chair. It's going to be horrible.
That's not my arm.
Check out these pipes, baby. Oh boy, we're going skiing. Left hand. No, sorry.
Yeah, you got some drool coming down the side of your
mouth. You're talking about Josh Allen.
No, Josh Allen's grown so much as a passer that it's almost like show me another player who's ever done that.
I told Scott that I would draft Kyle Pitts 7th round, and
Seventh round?
I mean, seventh pick overall. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Sean started to.
I had to go clean up.
He said, look at, look at Scott. He's getting excited over there. I said he's drooling right here. What do you say, Scott?
I didn't say anything.
Scott,
I said it wasn't drool.
You said what?
And I said it wasn't drool, and everybody got embarrassed, and I got embarrassed, and
No, I'm serious. We talked about. Do you know why I love Josh Allen? Because Scott is 100% right. This poor guy was crucified by people. And people on like national media things. Scott chooses his words carefully. People killed this guy, killed him. And the one thing I hate about the media more than anything, and what I promise myself every day not to be, if I screw something up, I want to be the first person to admit it to you. I don't want you to remind me. I want to say, my bad. Nobody's apologized to this guy. One guy did. There was an article last year that one dude from CBS, I forget who it was, wrote an article and goes, okay, I guess since nobody else is going to do it, I'll do it. Boy, did I miss on Josh Allen.
Everybody did.
Everybody
thought
guy.
he was like super inaccurate. And, show me the list of college quarterbacks who enter the NFL very inaccurate, who get better with their accuracy.
Can you put some Josh
list.
Allen video up just for the hell of it, Arthur?
I wanted to early birthday present for you.
Look at that throw.
Yeah.
Joique, break that down.
Right in the bread
How
basket.
do you stop the unstoppable? You
Right in the
don't.
bread basket.
Look at that delivery. It's so bad.
Look at that.
But what a pass.
But
who cares about the delivery? How did it get there?
Yeah, the
look at
arm
it.
angle thing is meaningless if he's
all right.
accurate
Oh,
with
look,
it.
I'm under pressure. Oh, I'm going to take a step back. What?
So this kind of stuff he did not do in college. He didn't. That kind of pass he just threw into
This
the end
is like
zone
watching
there
porn for me.
was likely to go into the seats.
Do it, Josh. Do it. Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but can
Nice
I
throw.
ask real quick, and I guess I don't understand. Sean, you have an obsession with this man.
I love the guy.
Why?
He's the new Trent Green.
Why? Because he's not accurate, though. Like, I mean, I'm not trying. Sean, I don't want to. We're boys. I love you. But from the comments that I'm reading, from what
He's accurate. Who's saying he's not accurate?
Listen,
There's some comments that.
Hi, I'm
Okay.
Sean Baligian. I'm here to announce I signed a multi-year deal with Joique Bell today. I think Joique and I'm going. How dare you say that in my presence?
I'm not saying it. It's the comments that are coming in. That's all.
He's not as accurate as other pro quarterbacks.
Okay, here. This
He's
is
not.
one, for instance.
All right.
From our friends at Woodward Sports.
Yes, because
it's true.
It is. He
wow,
was,
a rookie quarterback struggling. Who knew? Yes, it's true. It's absolutely true.
He's grown as a player.
He is
we need
remarkable.
to start holding these rookie quarterbacks to a higher standard, Sean.
You mean like they're busts after year one? Move on?
Yeah.
No, he is. What he's done is incredible. It really is, and it's something that it just doesn't happen. It rarely happens.
You mean? Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Are you telling me that if a guy looks like crap his first year, there's no way he can develop and become like an all-pro player? You are not insinuating that, are you?
I'm not. He can. It's just.
Do you remember all the morons in this town with Darius Slay? Another wasted second-round pick. The Lions never get a second. I'm going, he's played 13 games. What's wrong with you?
Mac Jones and Trey Lance have the same number of college starts.
Right.
17. They both have 17 starts. One of them is a surefire. The dude's super smart. He does all these things, and the other one needs to grow as a player. And
are we talking about Slay here?
No, we're talking about Trey Lance and Mac Jones and the frustration of.
I like Trey Lance more than I ever like Mac Jones. I don't.
You should.
I do.
His
I like
upside
Trey Lance.
is significantly
I like Trey
more.
Lance.
I agree with you. Do you know what it is? It's backwards
No.
thinking.
It's scouts in the old school. Oh, he was playing against lower inferior competition. I hate that.
It's moronic.
But isn't accuracy regardless of who you're throwing it to? If you're accurate, you're accurate. If you're not, you're not.
Yeah, but they're going to look at the teams you're playing against and the caliber of players. Now, I'm not saying
that kid's going to get drafted, by the way. That wide receiver from North Dakota, right, Scott?
That's one thing I hate about how they look at players on like D1 AA, D2, D3. Like we have D1 caliber players. We just don't have quantity, but
Yeah.
we do have quality.
Sure.
Right. And you just
There's
have
not 22 of them on the field.
Right. It's not 22, but you'll have 2 or 3 guys on the field at a time who might be able to play at the next level. I played against guys who came down to D2 from D1, and we smoke them.
Couldn't break the lineup.
And we smoke them.
Okay. There was a kid that came a little bit after you left, who Urban Meyer had at Ohio State, track speed. James Jackson. He couldn't break the receiving core. I'm serious. He couldn't break he was a return guy, and he would outrun people on kickoffs and punts. Okay, but as a wide receiver, and this is a kid that was at Ohio State, he couldn't break the lineup. I'm not joking. He couldn't break the lineup. And
It speaks to how
I told
good-
you. I remember, Scott. I told you about Matthew Judon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Grand Valley. All you had to do was watch a guy play.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a scout. I don't have to be a trained guy. I watched a guy just do freakish things, and I was like, "Yeah, Matt Judon's not just going to be a player in the NFL. He's going to be a damn good player in the NFL."
So, I mean, back to Mac Jones, as much as we think the upside is greater for all the other quarterbacks, like there's better upside with Justin Fields. There's better upside with Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence and everybody in the first round. The things that he does do really well are deal with pressure, where he will move a little bit in the pocket off of his platform, just a touch, just a little bit to buy time.
Roethlisberger.
So you can see. So Roethlisberger was a little different in that he would do those kind of things and
The
just hang
slide
in there.
step.
Yeah, but then
Just
he would
that slide
hang.
step.
There'd be 17 people hanging off him, and it's
He's
hard to break
insane.
down. Where Jones is just there's another Waddle play that's just freaky.
Yeah, just 0 to 100. Like
Yes, but at 50 miles an hour, getting to 100 while slowing down and almost getting caught, and then back to 100. So Mac Jones deals with pressure a lot differently than the other quarterbacks in this class. He just does. One of the things that is an issue for him where it makes his arm look a little lesser than is that he's very passive with his front foot. So there's not a lot of torque that he's generating from his lower body. So his arm looks a little bit lesser than it really is. So if you just watch the level of their hips when they make throws, you have to drop your hips a touch and then drive through to make throws. A lot of times he will set that front foot out there or even throw kind of fading away from the line of scrimmage. And that's where some of the he doesn't like pressure stuff is at with him. But, you go to San Francisco and they put a scheme in for him where he gets the ball out quick, to players like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, and you've got Kittle running around. Yeah, he can be successful. I just think that the upside of giving up a bunch of first-round picks to go up to 3 is in taking a player who transforms your team both physically and as a passer. And I think that's more Trey Lance as a player, but you can understand the 49ers taking Mac Jones because he's going to come in and help them right now.
Scott said Waddle's movements remind me of Golden Tate. Instant acceleration and quick movement.
Golden Tate was not a 4.2s
He
40.
wasn't he wasn't. But what Golden Tate was, he was a playmaker. He was one of those. Go
ahead. No, you.
No, Golden Tate was one of the players that you'll put him in a game and you need a play. You can count on him to make a play.
Golden Tate is one of my poster children, and I have a group of poster children, for not overvaluing the wide receiver position. I'll take Golden Tate on my team every day of the year. Thank you very much. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
He may not be a Pro Bowler. Yeah. But you know what? He's going to be a guy that gives me everything. He's going to give me the shimmy. He's going to give me the yards after catch. He's going to give me the big plays.
Pro Bowl, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Now, what if I told you?
You know what I mean? A perennial, Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin.
Kevin Johnson,
I'll take him every year. I'll take 4 Golden.
What if you're getting
players.
Golden Tate who can run away from every single defender on the field? Golden Tate could not do that.
He has done that. He has done that.
The overtime catch against Minnesota.
Times,
remember the flip?
The flip, you had that one. And then you also had the 70-yarder when Calvin was out. And we're down by, I think we're down by 3 touches. And I think we were in the fourth quarter, and he made a play off a comeback and outran everyone on the opposing team sideline.
I'm not saying he was slow at all.
I'm saying he outran every defender.
He could.
But you know what I mean?
Every defender.
I think to Scott's point.
He's saying he's not that elite
there's
speed.
There's that.
Now it's the difference between having elite speed and then being able to run away from people.
Yeah.
Right? So you can have that 0 to 60 because we run the 40. I don't care about the 40. I care about the first 20.
Yep.
The first 20 is what I care about.
What about
First
the
10.
first? What about the
Yep.
first 100? Let's say, just I'm gonna, for the sake of an argument, a guy catches a 2-point conversion and thinks he's gonna run the whole way down the field.
Yeah.
And
What happens?
What happens if there's a guy like 5 yards behind him? Do you think 5 yards, 10 yards behind him?
It was 10 yards.
Do
but
you
hey, I
think?
caught
Do
him.
you think that guy should catch the other guy?
You know what it was? I think a guy like that shouldn't run a 40 at the combine because they're going to judge you off that and not off your heart on the field and what you're showing on the field and your speed on the field. That's what I think. And I think the people who are looking at that aren't watching film and they aren't doing their job. So that's how I feel about it.
There's a lot of what you're saying that is absolutely true.
Because
I need to know what his 40 time is to know whether he's fast or not.
The thing is this, though. You can look at his 40 time or you can take a word of somebody who saw this guy in person and still not come see him, Scott. How about that? How about that?
Hi.
When we come back,
I'm Scott Bischoff for not going to see Joique play LaBelle play in college. I didn't think I'd be hearing about it 10 years later.
When we come back, Scott's
Jesus.
mock draft. Don't go anywhere.
12 years, but hey.
I'm going to run down to the bathroom right now, and Scott and Joique can bring it back talking about his mock draft because I have an overactive bladder. We could probably have
Good to know.
We could probably have a live read for that. Hi, I'm Sean Baligian. Do you have an overactive bladder? Don't go
You should have
anywhere.
Depends
Scott's
on.
mock draft next, right here on Woodward Sports.
Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Let's go.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Joique Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Pork belly soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
What up, dope? You know, I did that one for Sean. What up, dope? No, what up, though, man? Welcome back to the Baligian Bell Show. Before we left, we took a time to talk about our mock drafts. You know, I have Pitts going number 7 for us. And we wanted to talk to Scott about his mock draft. Me and Sean went through ours. What do you have? Can you bring his? There we go. Bring it up.
Okay. I do not believe this. I was asked to do a top 10 list that is a mock draft. So this is all. Everything you're seeing on the screen is not at all the way I would think it would go. This is a top 10 list. So this is like my 10 best players, but it has nothing to do with where they're going.
Right.
At all. So let's just go through it real quick.
Go through it.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be the first pick. Zach Wilson is going to be the second pick. The third pick will be a quarterback. I think it's Trey Lance or Justin Fields, just a gut instinct. I don't know. It could be Mac Jones. Nobody knows anything. The fourth pick is going to be Kyle Pitts unless they trade out, which would then be a quarterback. The fifth pick will be Jamar Chase or Penei Sewell, maybe Rashawn Slater. I've heard the Bengals like Rashawn Slater maybe a little more than Penei Sewell. The sixth pick is going to be receiver unless Pitts falls to them. Receiver probably Jalen Waddle unless Jamar Chase falls to them. Is it making any sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep going.
7 is going to be a potential trade down. You see Trey Lance on the board. You see Justin Fields possibly available. You see Rashawn Slater available. I could see if Jalen Waddle's available, I could see the Cardinals wanting to come up for him. I could see the Chargers wanting to come up for a player like Rashawn Slater in this scenario. I could see a team wanting to come up to get in front of Denver for a player like Patrick Surtain.
Oh, look who's not on there. Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons is not on there.
He's not on there.
I would not consider him a top 10 player in this class. I just wouldn't.
All right, can I bring something up? This just came down, okay? And we were talking a lot about the third pick, and we were talking a lot about Mac Jones. And we even made the joke, do the Niners really love Mac Jones? This is being reported by multiple sources right now. Are you ready? Scott, buckle up. The 49ers have offered the Packers the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft, plus other picks, and a number of players from their current roster, including Jimmy Garoppolo, for Aaron Rodgers.
I do believe
the Packers turned them down.
I do believe the 49ers are having a touch of remorse because when they made this trade, they were set on a specific player, probably Mac Jones, and other players have emerged in the process that are giving them pause about Mac Jones, Trey Lance.
By the way, my buddy Mike, from the Smoke Show, said, I've got 66-1 odds on the betting app, MyBookie, on Pitts at 3. Let's pretend like there's a shot of Kyle Pitts going at 3.
There's a shot.
66-1 odds.
He would gamble on rock, paper, scissors if he could.
Bring him
in. Mike has.
Is he coming in today?
Scott, you'll see him tonight. He and I are driving out together.
We'll do some rock, paper, scissors. Then I'll bring my dollars.
And Michael bet on it. But you know what, Scott? I'm going to say it again. Kyle Pitts, there's no way he gets past 6 if he gets to 6. If he gets to 6, Miami will take him.
Can we talk about it a little, though?
Yeah. Of course we can.
He could get to 6.
Yeah, he could.
You could see.
I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
He won't get past 6. Is
Correct.
what I'm saying.
I believe
he
that's...
could definitely get to. I have him going to Miami personally.
Okay. So his fit in Miami is intriguing. They don't have Kyle Pitts, but they have Mike Gesicki.
Did you see Grimes there late round? But go ahead.
So it's an interesting conundrum if you're the Dolphins, because you have Kyle Pitts, who's a move tight end, and you have Gesicki, who's a move tight end, and I don't think that's the best destination for Kyle Pitts, right? I think the better places for Kyle Pitts to go are where you have like in Detroit would be a perfect place. And I know this defies conventional thinking. You already have a tight end attached to the line of scrimmage, and T.J. Hockenson. You do. So what does that allow Kyle Pitts to do?
I love T.J. Hockenson. Am I justified in my love for T.J. Hockenson?
Sure.
Okay.
He's a very good player.
Okay.
Yes.
He is.
He's not Kyle Pitts, but he's a very good player.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Yeah, very good player.
But they would definitely use the two differently. Definitely.
Yes, they would. So you'd be forced to use Kyle Pitts as a receiving weapon, which to me makes a ton of sense because that's what he is. Hockenson would then. I mean, there's so much to think about.
Look at that freak. Did you see that?
Give me that.
2 people on him. He don't do
Too small.
2 Ole Mills.
Does it remind you of Calvin a touch? I don't want to. I'm not comparing him to Calvin, but I am saying that he is on the Mike Evans, Plaxico Burress, Julio Jones spectrum. He just is.
Look at that.
That's the kind of stuff.
That's
that's J.C. Horn.
That throw there, that was a great throw. That was
I know,
a great
but
throw.
that's a top 10 corner.
That's a top 10 corner.
But to me, I feel like the biggest difference between someone like Calvin Johnson and Pitts is that Calvin Johnson can jump to the sky. Like Pitts, you see it, but he's not jumping. His verticals aren't as high.
They're not as high, but he has longer arms.
Yeah,
and he's taller. So I mean, there's the mentality that he's open no matter
maybe he
whether
doesn't
he's
need to
covered.
hop as high then, because his arms.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, Calvin was a freak, and
good evaluation, Art.
Thank you.
Did you see what Steve said? Imagine Hockenson catching balls from Josh Allen. Sean would lose his mind. Be the greatest day ever.
Wow,
that's awesome. So yeah, Scott, I'm intrigued now because here we are. What is it? Almost 1 o'clock.
Almost 1.
We're
Time
about
flew
8
by
hours.
today.
We're about 8 hours from the draft, right?
Wait,
No,
are we 8
6.
hours from this party that we're
6.
hosting?
Oh, we're 6 hours from the party.
Shazam!
8 hours from the draft, and Scott brings up the term buyer's remorse at number 3. So you know what that makes me do? Every mock draft I've done can go like this. Just like in years gone by. That doesn't mean that I won't do them next year. But can you imagine?
No, you will.
I'll do them. And you know what? I'll do 50 before we even get there tonight, mister. Don't make any mistake
mock
about
drafts
that.
have you done so far? About
I couldn't
3,000?
even, I'm not joking. Couldn't even tell you. Couldn't even.
Couple
hundred.
I probably did last night. I'm not joking. I probably did. This is no exaggeration. I probably did 100.
Okay, speaking of
no
numbers,
joke, I probably did 100 last night.
I had to record 30-second audio clips about prospects.
I remember that.
Okay.
I was there.
I recorded, I'm going to play one for both of you before we leave.
Okay.
I recorded 700 of them before I got to one that I would think I could share.
You sure?
Legit, I couldn't do it. I mean, I had like there was a crisis happening. It was
I tried all my tricks. I said, Scott, just talk to me, all that stuff.
I called you,
and
like, what do you
yeah,
do?
He just...
I couldn't do it.
Seriously.
Just couldn't do it.
So finally, you know what he did?
Did we call Fish?
Go ahead, Fish.
What's up, Fish?
We do have a caller, but we have 7 hours, 6 minutes till the draft and 6 hours, 6 minutes to the draft party.
Yes.
Let's go.
Looking forward to it.
That means
Look
we
at
have
that.
like 6 minutes left in the show, right?
Yeah.
We
5
do.
minutes.
We
Well,
have-
actually,
good with the
5
math.
minutes and some change.
Steve asked which pick is traded first. Because now 3 is on the board.
We have a
4
caller, Sean.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
4 has been on the board for a long time.
4 is on
What's
the
the
board.
question?
The question is what everyone wants to know. Just a little something happening tonight called the NFL Draft. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. Here's the caller. Alex from Walled Lake wants to talk about the NFL Draft.
What up, Alex from Wall Lake? You here with Sean Baligian, Joique Bell, and Scott Bischoff.
What's
your
up,
question?
Alex?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so
Or
I
afternoon.
wanna make an argument for a quarterback, and I'm not a golf guy. There's golf guys and not golf guys,
That
and I'm
makes
not
two of
golf
us.
guy. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a Lance and I'm a Fields guy, and I would take either. And so everyone talks about, Goff's our quarterback for the next year, so that'd be a waste of a pick in the next 2 years, and you're wasting your rookie blah, blah, blah. The thing is, this is a 3-year rebuild. You're going to need to draft a quarterback either this year, in 2022, or 2023. And I think most Lions fans would agree with that. So, right now, if you take Lance or Fields falling in your lap, you are only spending the resource now and you're losing out on, let's say, Sewell, maybe the best player that you're losing out on. Right? So, next year comes, and the Lions don't take a quarterback. We took Sewell, and we're in the top 3 because we're going to be awful this year. Well, next year, I want Kayvon Thibodeau, but maybe you get your OT1 next year if you took Fields or Lance this year. If you don't take a quarterback in the next 2 years, now all of a sudden the Lions are like a 500 team in the 2022 season. And you're going to need to take a quarterback now because you finally figured out that Goff isn't the guy. Now you're going to be stuck in a spot where you're drafting in the teens, and you're going to need to move up and spend resources to get a rookie who you think is going to get you over the top. I don't understand the people who don't get that. That's my point.
Well, there's a couple things that come into play, and I've been consistent about this, and thank you for the phone call. We're coming up against it. This is where you have to trust your scouting staff. If these guys are convinced that Trey Lance is the guy, that he can be a transcendent player, in my opinion, you draft him and you don't think twice about it. You don't even think twice about it. Yeah. Who gives a crap if he doesn't play this year? Who gives a crap if he doesn't play next year? You have the next dozen years of your franchise with a transcendent player as your quarterback, right? Period, end of story. Now, the interesting thing about it, Scott, and I'll let you talk. The Lions have a lot of draft capital where I don't think that they're going to move up this year.
No.
They're if anything, they're going to move back.
They'll move down.
But next year and the year beyond with all the draft capital, Brad Holmes has put themselves in a position where if they want to move up, they can now, where they couldn't before.
Yeah, so
the option, to me as a general manager, I want options.
Yeah, and so this whole discussion it makes sense what he's saying. You don't have to give up anything to take a quarterback that you covet.
Yep.
You give up nothing. There's no moving up the next year. You use all those picks for other things. Mm-hmm. The question then becomes is what do you do with Goff? And we need to understand that Brad Holmes likes Goff. He does. There's a reason why Goff is here. Yes. They believe in Goff. So as much as I understand and I last year I wanted them to take Tua. I just did. I'm not going to argue with any. I mean, if they take quarterback, I get it. It's an understandable thing, but
that's not. I don't think that's the.
I don't think that's the way we're going. I think if you're drafting Penei Sewell tonight, you're locking in your offensive line for a number of years. Penei Sewell is a 20-year-old young man. He could play for 10 to 12 years for you. He's going to play right tackle for a few years. He then is going to kick over and play left tackle. You've figured out the position for a long time. Mm-hmm. His upside as a tackle is greater than any tackle to enter the draft in a while.
It's a big statement.
Yeah. But that's the value in being able to take him at pick 7 and stabilize your offensive line. So that way you're giving Goff a true chance to work. But if it doesn't work with Goff, you've got the assets to go get quarterback in a year or two, but you've also got your offensive line is set. So that's the discussion is do you take quarterback now or do you fix the other parts of your roster and then set it up for quarterback down the road when it's more feasible to pay a rookie quarterback and have a winning team? They're not going to have a winning team right now. So I see both sides of it. I do.
So and that's kind of like so you're investing in your. So we go out, we get the O-line. We start working on the trenches right now. We're investing in our O-line for our potential investment in a quarterback.
Sure.
Yes. Right. And that's where I think we need to be thinking about things.
See you guys tonight.
See you guys tonight.
Right, we'll be out at the Del Mar. Looking forward to it. Joy, Art, really the whole gang. Scott, I, and Stick, the whole gang.
Gang.
See you tonight.
Can I say that?
Yeah,
Say
go
it,
ahead, you
gang,
say it. Gang.
Gang. What up, doe?
All right, I'm out.